KC versus FUT. Martin má aktuálně nejlepší staty z celé MA, z celé Evropy, ale jsou tady konverzace o tom, že nejlepší dualista je Zeus, takže dneska se rozhodne, kdo je aktuálně nejlepší dualista hráč EU. Zdravíme na YouTube. Máme první mapu, pick FUT, Pearl. My si pickli Pearl, když tady Sadak hraje toho Harbora, který mu actually sedí. Je jediná mapa, kde mu ten Harbor funguje, actually. A ty si pickli tu mapu, jo.
All of that harbor utility towards the door. So if you want to try and aggressively
swing
into it, you're
Gary,
gonna get slowed. And even though that slow is not much, if you're trying to swing as a team, it just makes it that little bit more disjointed.
Když sledovat na YouTube, když můžete tady psát srandy.
The majority of it though, but that delay puts foot down for 40 seconds as they look to build into a site where all of the thorns currently lay. They're going to be slowed down a lot on this entry.
Especially late round, that gate crash from Marteen's usually allowed for early rotations, but it was still in the elbow of B, so he's not going to be here to back up the troops with the op and all those smokes down. Maybe it's for the best. He'll be in the late round if needed, as the plant comes in from FUT. Mr. Fallen shredded as soon as the spike hit the ground. This time, he'll be able to retreat and set those salvos up. KC want to get ahead of the problem. Already picking off Zeus before he can fall back. Spotting order. Spamming, in fact, but Sadak gets nothing for his trouble. Up goes the Cosmic Divide, but that's the signal for Jedrzej. He's going to start his flank, wrapping his way all the way around, and all they have to do is delay. Delay, but they can't! They're all in the
Když nemáš kamoše na TikTok video, tak si tam dej vyškne. Ale jaký free retake, kámo, jsem říkal, že nechal Brici piknout Pearl, kámo, proti KC.
Just a few pixels away from being picked off by Marteen, but it's Zeus to give away the opening duel. Sadak clean in that shot. Marteen gets an opportunity.
Proto mám dneska náladu, že mám daný jakoby ne režim, plán, daný plán streamu. Kus. Mezi tím gameplay. Ano. Pokud bude potřeba. Ale klidně bych si nabídl, že by nebylo potřeba. Po včerejšku jsem jakože hotový. Včera 4 hry, 4 výhry, 700 elo, O7. O7. 3 vteřin do konce kola. A jsou tam Vice Spiny, to prohráli FUT už already, ti můžu říct, jakoby, a nejsem doktor. I když možná jsem. Otevřou se Spiny teď a O7 kolo. Otevří to, kurva, ty si dement. Měl silence? Měl silence možná, actually. Proč si nechal dát silence? Proč si nechal dát silence ten bot? Fuck! What? Wallbang mu dal. Chudák. Kámo, ten jsem jinxl i nejinxl daný kolo. Nemají nějak divně nahlas. Nemají to tak divně zvuky, jakože mi to nefeeluje normálně ty zvuky. Ale nevadí mi to, asi jsou potichu.
KC 6 rounds. Let's see if they
equalize
by the time they close this one out. Half has one more round to play with Abez tagged up already. The defenders of the B site could be in trouble. The Arsenal being brought over to Elite.
Nice shot. Sugetsu kámo má docela formu lately. Sugetsu konečně nepadá lidsky zas.
That's going to isolate one of these players, leaving out a captain on his own. Still, we've already seen Master Grounds from him already, and the 2-for-1 making a third as he swings back around, leaving Sugetsu standing alone.
Na co jsem to tady přišel? Má celkem petardi brosky. Dáme Brawl Stars?
Is that a promise you can keep?
Yes. For now.
If this studio goes red after this, man, we're going to be having words.
Yeah, I'm going to start questioning if Pansy has paid you off to just curse our cast.
To je za pomalý kolo, kámo.
I'd do it for free. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that one. That makes me feel so much better about myself. Nonetheless, Mr. Fallen already spotting that additional pressure. Has the salve online, has the stun available as well to slow them down. And they're both going to look to sit towards that backside position. There you go. That's that additional delay. 35 seconds left on the clock. Already coming in from Zeus to join them, but Mr. Fallen wants to try and be the hero himself. They're not expecting him within the smoke. It's the surprise.
Od té chvíle, co jsem přišel sem,
He may not think he's one of the better aimers, one of the better Teos.
Tak jakože KC trounuli všechno, co jsem viděl. Tak já možná zase jdu. Já možná zase odejdu, kámo.
That's 3 in a row. Got jealous of Adacaptain in the previous round, and you know the best part is, a humble guy that he is, he's probably going to say that was all Adacaptain. Great smoke.
O šerifu malý armory na to, že lidi kantrujou outlávy na třetí kolo, tak nekupujou nic a mají bez armorů. A tak se kupují teďko z maršálky, protože se ví, že lidi budou bez armorů. Chápeš? To je insane, kamo. Mr. Muffin. Ne! Co to je? Co? Co? Ace Bucky? Play of the week? To je play of the year. Jak se tohle stane jako? Jaká ultina, kámo?
He took the decoy and the player out in one.
Jak si bíz?
He's definitely not the best decoy in the league.
No, guys. Right.
No.
Overrated.
He gets the first kill, he backs off, uses the ult, gets now.
Can we just move on to map 2?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone recovers from being aced by a Bucky.
I am not recovered.
Well,
To je první Bucky, co jsem kdy viděl, kámo, asi ever. Pro play. Se nikomu nepovedlo, podle mě, ever.
You guys can shoot.
To musí být podle mě i speciální, jako aby si šel do té Buckiny 5krát za sebou, ne? Podle mě.
He was going to try and bring something back. 4K maybe? Out of captain, trying to add another to the tally. He's under serious pressure, going to run out of bullets. That doesn't help. Prax is there to try and react, but they got to be careful. Maybe getting a little bit overzealous in this round, a little overconfident. Or well,
Nevěřím KC, kámo, už žádný kolo, by the way. No,
KC for bouncing back after that previous round so quickly. We're into a 2v2. Rifle for Aves, but low HP. Elite. Just on the Sheriff. But honestly, post-plant here, great potential with 2 Razor Vines still online to play with an Aves. With low HP, he wants a bit more, and that was deathly close. Grazing the players, but not quite dealing the damage he needed to. They'll fall back though. And like I said, a hunt as well online for Aves to play behind smokes. Well, there are none either. Foot have to just step out in the open and both Razor Vines on the spike. It's going to be time delay, bleeding that clock dry before they'll have a chance.
He could seize them both behind the pillar, put them low, but it's just down to time. No, he's going to check close. Was a little bit nervous.
Actually, vyhrali KC kolo.
Spike tapped. Horn utilized. Nice shot from Elite. It's going to be an immediate swing back, an important round to take. It would have been the mental completely obliterated.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Come on.
He was sent to the north.
Need that back.
Whoa. Oh no, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. My watch has started. As KC make their way towards the B side, already blitzing through the double doors, and the B side under threat. Rotations from FUT will come in, perhaps a little bit too late. This is a pacey take that KC are going for. The pressure then applied onto Zeus. A flash around the back and a spam from Yenisha. That's still quite a bit of damage. Players waiting for that wall to fall. Zeus gets ahead of it. That crack stepping in is put in the dirt. Zeus wants to keep control of the backside, but a swing in by leaves Marteen on 5 HP, but it's enough.
Reckoning. I was going to say it will hold them back, but it's more so just Jedej dancing.
A to je strašná gamba, kámo, ten play někdy. Jakože je to cool, ale vem si, že dostane Sarák hlavu, tak Marteen ho v životě netradne, vole.
They still have an awful lot to do. Luckily this time, and a captain is still alive.
Very easy to play for this post-man. Jedej had also used his camera to get some information onto site. The 3v3 in all the positions are favoring KC for this post-man.
There's nothing left to block vision. The smoke goes down. Mr. Fallen's got one through it. That's a good start. Off the spike as it's already gotten to half. They want to force the fights, and out of captain claiming head. Sagetsu tries to deny, but doesn't get there in time.
Cracks. And out of captain already pushing through.
And also, you know, if you're FUT right now, as a captain, having the ult, Mr. Fallen in the same boat, I imagine retakes would be a serious option. But they go fighting, looking for those duels, and Sagetsu, sure, he goes down. But with the weaker weapons, one-to-one trades, especially when you're on the attack side, you're not going to turn your nose at that. It's a decent start for KC. See if they can make a little bit more work.
I wonder if they got rid of the gun. I'm sure they did. Or
I hear
Muffin, další ace čum, další ace, já se poseru, vole.
And already spotting that push throughout.
I'd be so scared if I was KC. I see Mr. Fallen and I'm like, guys, run.
You already have a player advantage. A single gun. Okay, well, there's no opportunity now. And Marteen's found an ultimate of his own. That'll be information.
Shoot me.
Trying to get his teammates the kill, and that's exactly what happened. Another advantage found. In fact, Elite's still going, and the only man left is Zeus.
1 against 3. A lot of clutches for FUT. A lot of big plays. His teammates have led the charge in so many of them. This looks so difficult. Even getting rid of some of that utility. Look at what's waiting on long. 2 players stacked up. And it's Elite.
Very quick rotations also on the side of FUT because of having that weaker weaponry. And of course, with all this noise, they need to do something.
Yeah, they've made the right read.
Oh.
Prowler catching 1. KC may look to pounce on that.
Well, that's not going to do much.
No, not taking anything away. I'm really
Troubujeme, či troubujeme. Či troubujeme. My to se troubujeme. Chlapi, ty vole. A mají tam bombu, čum, hezký zápas. Jakože když hráli Fnatic o Vitality, tak to bylo hezčí, vole. Co se týče disciplíny, spacingu a aimově. No to na Toronto jedou 3 týmy, to zatím, kdybych měl si typnout teďko 3 týmy, který to budou. Tak samozřejmě vyglizou Fnatic, protože klasika. Potom.
I think Mr. Fallen's on the side. Quick use the steel guard. It's a low buy. That Bucky's gone. Easy round.
Potom nevím.
Well, it didn't prove to be.
Vitality Derke je úplně, kamo, má nejhorší formu, co kdy měl snad Derke.
You might regret that. Zadak, this time he gets the better of them inside the cove. Inside it, not outside. That's the key piece of information. Dive back from Marteen. Spike down. Oh, okay, but Mr. Fallen's been using his utility, so that one doesn't work out. And well, KC
over to Zeus. This is not a player you can let
Koukal jsem, že MIBR s Vernem teďko jsou strong. Sesekali NRG. Sentinels byl určitě strong furt.
The numbers on site though still going to allow a plant to tap it to bait the fights, and the trades are at least found. KC doing well.
Jak ví Spike, že to byl ten...
Spike finally finds its way to the
floor. Že to nebyl ten klip, kde Týpkovi zabere Pérko, vole. Tak Týpkovi natočil Péro, když dělal Irrele. Počkej, kamo, důležitý kolo. Ten shot. Kámo, Suigetsu to schytal.
And now escaping back with the gate crash. Ult online. And a gate crash sent back into the elbow. That can be used just to cause a headache for jedrzej, who even now is clearing out those angles. Good swing from Marteen. Great read on the timing. Hey, they're expecting Sadik to come running through a cove any second. And instead, KC have gone the other direction. They've already taken backside B control, and the plant should be easily secured.
Suigetsu has gotten that orb. If he gets the spike down, he will also have that cosmic divide.
KC
needed for that post plant.
Oh, I have a feeling they will not. Weaponry.
Oh, Marteen, počkej.
FUT's plan is to try and get ahead of it. They know that if it gets into a post plant scenario, they don't have the utility or the weaponry if those players are all sat back towards long. So they try and play in front.
Jako já si myslím, že to je...
It's a problem that both players are going to have to fight off-site. And indeed, that resistance seen KC wrap all the way around, but FUT have realized it just in time. They've come back into the A site. Mr. Fallen will still be close by. In fact, he's already past that cosmic divide, destroying some of the utility.
Zajdlo má rakety,
Had a captain close as well. Now 4 players with a quick rotation from Zeus. The ultimate had been put into play.
Information
found earlier, but they could definitely use it now. The decoy will be the one to try to claim it. Mr. Fallen, good only for a trade. And look at the position. Oh, out of captain. The position of Aves, though. This was what drew my eye, but Krax has caught him around the edge of the smoke. It's been round after round put up. KC seemed to have full control, but now locked out by a cosmic divide. They know exactly where Sigetsu is. He hasn't got a star on, so he's got to peek his head through. And out of captain rips it clean off with a three-piece. FUT are up to 12. Gold finisher up against FUT this time. One round to bring them to overtime, or to bring FUT. KC's map choice with a map under their belt. It's Marteen who's going to try to be the difference maker up close. Good spray.
Nice.
Just out of captain, the hero of the previous round, and tucks himself in close, but it's suspected. Zeus receives a shot through the wall. His head barely hanging on. Asatic is down to 6 HP, and Mr. Fallen on 30. Everybody's tagged. It's going to be a narrow margin by which we decide if this is OT or map 2. And with Zeus falling, it's looking more and more likely that we haven't seen the end of Pearl yet. jedrzej late, making his way through Art, but they're ready and waiting for it. 20 seconds. The plant needs to be secured, and that means a cross for Satic, but he's found one. And Elite will finish it off. The same sort of spark they did towards the end of the first half. It was 4 out of 5. And a lot of KC's game plan was around either deep control on B or leaving the vice wall there, and then this mid re-aggression.
He's almost got two there.
It's a spam through the doors for one, and as you said, Tom, Zeus is down to 35 HP. A phenomenal start to this round for KC.
Že ten line-up se vám včera ukazoval na streamu.
Seemingly almost random spray through the door. I guess got a little bit of information, maybe off the back of a prowler, but not a lot to go on. The defensive side are going to continue this aggression.
Říkal ten flygun counter taky na time damage. Viděl flyguna, že kdo je ten smutnej smiley, že mu asi napíše, že má furt top do nožova.
With the spike so far committed, I'm not sure they will.
No, I'm seeing Yoru walk that way out of captain down.
Jak se říká, škodolibý hajzli.
Mr. Fallen barely making it out. jedrzej needs this space. If they go down here, it's done and dusted, especially with Razor Vines blocking them out and actually dividing the forces. Zeus won't be able to make it onto jedrzej.
Wallbang?
To help him out, secure that back site, and with 15 seconds left, Casey know what's going on. They've seen the cam. They know the contact is coming this way. 10 seconds left, and that's it. There is no way for Mr. Fallen to get this plant in. With 5 players, he'd need a god-tier spray. He'd need a bookie. Cut out for him. If jedrzej does decide, they both got utility in their hand. This is really stressing me out. Nice decoy usage, though.
Ten klon byl clean, to bylo fakt jak člověk. No i mě to dostalo.
But this time he sticks around and notices that they've left B. That gets Mr. Fallen going back to the A side. Out of captain with the double, and FUT still have a chance.
Getsu in position. 12 seconds left on the clock. They need to get rid of this man before they can do too much more, and that's exactly what Marteen will do. But now Mr. Fallen in position as well.
Huge kill od Shuishmetsua.
Still on that long rotation.
Vandal dává. Řekni Uvu.
Maybe he's gone a different way. But look how passively the attack has moved. Look how far back they are sitting. Sugetsu has been spotted, but a move here is not going to be possible at all.
Jak jsou strašně potichu tu hru. PVTF. Z druhá mapa, dámy a páni, i YouTubíci zase Harbor, kámo. Po druhý Harbor Xeus Vejlej. Si nepamatuju, Xeus se na Vejlej vůbec VTF. Opět ani jedna sova a ani jeden tež, jo, tentokrát. Strašně divný tým kompy, kámo. Nebo jako FUT mají takové ještě.
Always been very good with the classic, but 4 players.
Maybe if it was the KC classic, it would be a different result.
They got a lot of 4Ks, but this would have to be a pretty big mistake.
Chceme to netrounout? Nice. Kamerku, viděli jste to? Geometrický mistr, ten Sadak.
Week 3, Pearl, 13-2 to KC. They're happy to play both of these maps, and for FUT, feels like they've been on the back foot, especially now having lost that initial map. A lot of questions around how this Lotus can play out, bringing in that new agent of Wele, but like you said, Tom, it does feel like players often struggle to get it done with that. Add a captain and Mr. Fallen, though, no struggles here. KC walk in, take control over the site, but they want that little bit more. They get punished.
I think maybe they expected one, maximum two players to be just waiting around that corner instead.
Chvilku. A už podle mě jsem to tak neviděl. Cinema kolo, konečně. Duelisti aktivování. Duelisti aktivování, kámo. To chci vidět. Chci, aby oba dropli 30, kámo. Jsou s tím crosserem nejlepší, on má takový 3 crossery, který si mění. On má tečku, to modrý plusko a pak to velký, hnusný, mafinovský plusko, vole, který tu takovýhle. A s tím vždycky dává úplný nic, tu tím nikdy nedal nic. A s tím modrým pluskem dává totální pecky, vole. Já bych Barka chtěl bych být jako ty, no. Geometrie. Tak to bude čistka, kámo.
Oh, it has quickly come to a conclusion.
Kámo, já když si sednu ke kompu.
That orb that is also going to be taken by Marteen. Some damage done already onto Zeus.
Já teda fandím Casey, to doklepou, ale hezky mu Valorantu taky, že jo, to je jasný.
Yeah, Jay with the rifle will be the one to try. The only real danger in this round other than the flank, and he has managed to take down Sadak, but I think after
jsem dal celou výplatu jako na reverse sweep.
Will be an immediate return towards the B side, which is currently completely open. The only danger was the flank.
Máš hodně na účtě, kámo, podle mě.
They do still have a cam within the site, but it's not going to be an easy retake with the weaponry that they currently have.
Nerozumíme ti, kámo, ani slovo.
Jak mi nerozumíš?
The rifles are down below Marteen. It's not quite an opening duel, but he's been
Teď jsem
flawless in
rozuměl
those so
zrovna.
far. 4-0. 2 more to take down. And the ult used, but jedej, he's sneaking his way around the door. Great reposition.
Zdravím Valankra Vinera, taky vás zdravím.
Jedej's the one to land the shot. Marteen comes out of ult, pops in. Best ult in the game, of course, of course.
Na Wikipedii seš ty, Alešku, no.
Coming out of the ultimate, no more utility to fall back on. Marteen's gonna have to do this. Just
Dostal si earnings na Wikipedii?
Nevím, ale dostal jsem earnings in real life.
No, Marteen je ve formě.
Marteen do píči je.
On má nejlepší staty v celé ME, by the way.
Ale tak teďka by mohl kamu to nechat jako ulítnout.
Ale vím, kdo ho porazil na CSK lance 1v1. WTF? Hlasité rovná se zábavné, no jistě.
Oh no!
Co dal Muffin?
That'll be 4-1 in opening goals now.
To ještě nezní jak 10 i od děcko. Napsal Roxanne potržítko o... Já si musím pak přidat pod kolem.
And Sadak and Elite in a 2v4, spread out, surrounded, and not even close to the spike.
Still
Sadak!
Sadak trying to take this round into his own hand. The problem though is where the spike is. I
Co?
think he's just going to go ripping back around instead, realizing that the picks.
Já fandím českým ručičkám, ne?
In this case, especially when he's so low, the element
Ty nejsi vůbec vlastenec, Aleši. Pesová hůlka? On mluvil o Harry Potterovi? On mluvil o Harry Potterovi?
but you know that they've retaken the control now, but you also know there's 2 players towards A long. At that point, there's either a rotation off C or a push up, and they've learned it was the latter of the 2. With jedrzej taking only 1, the C side seems to be up for grabs, but great ultimate to contain that info.
Now there's 30 seconds. They don't know if they're running into a
stack of players because they've been delayed.
It would be foolish to try and go with no sound. Zeus.
Oh, to jaká skulina. To jakou skulinu mu tam udělal ten sadak. Shorty.
It seems like FUT. I mean, all the success they've had so far has been off that man.
Well, the success versus Koi as well was based on the attack side for KC. Now, I don't think we can really use them as a litmus test.
Jo, jak si od té doby zase přišel, jak si comebackovat, ale ale teda tohleto, kámo.
With the weaker weaponry, he has no plans of trying to be a hero anymore. This comes down to FUT just playing the advantages.
jedrzej has been such an annoyance the way he's putting down those really passive trapwires.
Garmingo by měl i jako velkou šanci na výhru, kdyby tomu prostě se tak nehrál jak demon svoji postavu.
Však tím porazili už několik týmů, kámo.
To je super, ale jinak by ten tým byl stokrát lepší, bez toho ani vyhrál tohle srdčku.
On to hraje jak Viper prostě teďkom.
Tsugetsu's left to do it all. FUT continues streaking rounds together. And it's jedrzej streaking one after another, a 4-piece.
And that is the pinnacle piece. It's like, okay, that gives us sight. In post plants, we can be a little bit cheeky with our plays.
Byl poloviční, kámo, na playzone lance, podle mě. Taký kombo. Musel na hlavě.
I don't even think Zeus knew where he was.
No, he was like, oh, they put a box here.
I can do this?
Wow. Luckily,
extrémní
it's a trade out.
No static to get in this time, though.
Yeah, you're missing that utility. Marteen's going to bridge the gap already, seizing so much space out of Captain, though, picking off Tsugetsu. A couple taps through the wall. He's landed lots of damage, but a few shots fired back at him will send them away from the C site. 3 players have been rotated in. jedrzej in the spawn. There's nobody. In fact, if they go to the A site, there's no one anywhere close by. For B, there's no one to deny the plant. It could be found. Just moments from now, it will be. They're tapping. They're tapping to draw a find out. The rotation through the door, perhaps with Elite set behind.
Mickey dělá jako Martina Brouka, nechce v tom vyjadřovat. Proč přibral zase?
I'm curious to see what he does. He was up close on the boxes. His teammates now leaving. He's vulnerable to 2 angles. It's not an easy position to play from, and they need to win this fight against jedrzej in the spawn. They do not. A first pick.
To je za otočku. Nevím. Nechápu.
Prosím, nepikuj toho, kamo, počkej. Ty jebanče, co děláš?
Skoro, kámo. Takže vlastně potrženo sečteno se má Mickey nejlíp z nás. Proto ani nestreamuje, ani nepotřebuje prostě jako tam. My jsme mu posílali donaty, soubíky. Zeus je strašně aktivovaný. Marteen tady co robí? Cerone.
Does change the game for KC. That's not the start they were looking for. Paranoia utilized, but after the pick has already been found by Zeus, that confidence on the way they seemingly there. Still have some delay, you two. In fact, they've thrown the thorns towards tree on A to help out. It does leave Elite with a little bit less on that C site, but will mean if they go towards A, a lot of potential to slow things down. In fact, they put the wall there as well. It is basically just Sadak playing around the full
Bailey.
And he's out.
Oh, the refract used to get him right back out. Put the spike down on the floor. The wraparound coming in.
Sadak je dobrý chlap.
Mr. Fallen roaming around the backside. Third map that they're hungry to see. It would be a scent.
Není špatný.
And for KC,
Je dost špatný.
Není špatný,
Já hodně špatný, kámo.
Můžete mít tracker Sadako.
Kámo, však kdybych se prostě nahulil, kámo, 4 bongama, ty pičo, tak bych hrál líp než on.
Zjistíš, že mám malý testosteron. Musím být na těch testech?
Kámo, jdu tam ty pičo za týden a za měsíc jdu na rezonanční rezonanci.
Tak to je chill. Kde vyděláváš peníze, ale...
No, snad. Tak čem mi to je, kámo, 7000, jako k čemu, vole. To je jako něco, našetřím si něco, nic.
7000 je... 7000, to máš 5 nájmu v Praze, to je dobrý, ne?
Super, a co si mám dělat, no?
Sadit to ještě 4krát a máš 4 nájem.
To je pravda.
Sadáka, můj aceuje normálně. A má kokon! Proč nepoužije kokon?
On ho nechtěl.
Doslova měl kokon. Je to dopadne, podle mě. Ale Vašku, jak se jmenuje to video, kde je ten top 1 Radiant cheater s tím adjustmentem? Jo, to jsem si ale ještě nejsaj. Na YouTube normálně. Bešik to znísaj. To zní jako náznak pozitivního pozitivity z Aleškovo hlasu. Je tak, kamo, on by si zahrál s Muffinem Sisyphus. Jsem jak to takhle řvem po Muffinovi, že mu to ujelo.
Já bych si zahrál s Muffinem, ale typek se mi nasral.
Jak se to nasral?
Jakoby, že prostě nebyla ta lanka, že jsme vzali někoho jinýho.
Kámo, ticho do píči.
A já jsem v realitě, já jsem říkal, ať vezme Marťase normálně. A on se naštval.
Ale to už,
jakoby...
To už dávno jsme over it, co tady vytahuješ za pičovin.
Ne, kam my jsme se o tom bavili s Minim, to jako my to tam cítíme furt, vole.
Však já to s Muffem píšu každý týden, vole,
no,
píškáme
jo,
si.
on je nastraně na nás, kámo, my to víme, vole.
Ale píču, ale...
Jo.
Jak vám chodí fandit, když hrajete?
A to hraje, herec.
Kamo.
And looking for a 12-5, hammering it home, but
Marteen's
running.
Ale šialené.
Káme se s to bíjali, že to řešilo někdy, vole.
Co?
To se řešilo někdy už,
no určitě jsme to řešili na streamu, je vole. Tam robí.
It's a handstand, it's beautiful. Taking a turn FUT fan to another level.
I think that you look at this and go, okay.
Fero.
FUT probably aren't one of the best teams in the on this map.
Sulíčkama.
Might be the best player. Like genuinely.
Proč tam nejsou? Proč tam nejsou? Skorečka, ten Xeus má plně 30 kg už.
Well, I don't think he's going to beat that this time, but just because of the pace of that victory, they finally managed to deal with him. Might be a chance somewhere out of cap.
Kámo, co to ale dává ten píč šťastný starý.
Kámo, ten nejlepší. No, neskvělý. Můžete mi tracker Sadákače, prosím. Chci vidět tak grindí. Šéma, Vašu. Chtěl šasky. Sjevli, Barta, fakt to nebylo tak.
Smart will have his ultimate after this plant if they want to use it even in a 2v4 situation. This could change it. Change the round.
They've been able to win any round.
Vašu, we are finding out. Like Marteen has the best stats, but Xeus feels like has the one of the biggest impacts of all duelists, so we will see.
Fallen tohle klače, bude. To je poslední kolo, že Fallen tohle klačne.
No.
Jo, to je poslední kolo. Tak ne, zač.
Teď to můžou trhnout na třetí mapě. Třetí mapa, dámy a páni, i na YouTube, line-up na volu, anti-flat. Vypadá clean, the pistolky so far. Vypadá hodně clean.
Thinking back to old school Sadak deadlocks. It was some of the sweatiest deadlock you're ever going to see in your life. So expect cool setups, cool ideas. Already the wall going over the top to block players as they attempt to try and rotate in, and giving this agent a post plant is always pretty terrifying. A lot of damage done initially, and Marteen thought maybe he was going to be in a sneaky spot, but gets nothing done. Luckily, his teammates are doing a fantastic job, even if some of them are low.
Well, that frenzy could clean them up, but the shots don't
land. Ten flash. Proč do svýho? To tu tam moc nebude, ne?
No ne, ale ten může být count prostě rychlej a mít jako tu, chápeš, na sobě. Tak neznamená, jak to slyšíš, ale no.
Tak píčo, to vidíš na sobě, jestli máš bachor, ty vole, ne?
No, dobrý, ale tak to nespecifikoval.
Tak jako to by se mě ani neptal, vole.
No jo, ale tak proto chápu, že když někdo řekne, že Bane je sračka, že jako může to vypadat, nemusí to být jako 100%, víš?
Když jsi mladý a jsi skinny fat, vole, tak... nevím, vole.
It's gonna make comms a little bit more awkward, but you know, it will just go off feeling, which I think for the Turkish players sometimes can be enough.
Dobře, Milca, můžeme to dělat. Vykřičník chcete, Milca. Dej si vykřičník chcete a... Buď dobrý, vole. Back to the game.
33 HP left on Zeus, but he's got 2 skulls on his belt. It's Avez and Marteen that are the last ones standing, still have to go back and grab that spike. That's going to buy time for this rotation from jedrzej. Nothing to watch their back on KC either, so with just a raise and a jet left, the 2 duelists, it's the perfect time to go for a flank.
Ale mám nadváhu, tak když jsi nasypaný, tak jasně, že vole vážíš víc. Taky zvouček toho flashe.
Oh no, nothing's coming in this direction. Keep focusing on us, and while they do eventually find that flank, but there's so much more they need to get cracks.
Víš ty vole, že jako si jaký v pohodě, ne?
Dobrý, a co to znamená nevypadat jak hovno?
Podívej se na sebe do zrcadla, vole. A vidíš, že jsi kostík.
No.
Nebo nevím, kámo, vole, slabej, vole.
Jak to poznáš v dnešní době, když v dnešní době na internetu vidíš, že všichni zvedají 200 kg, kamo. Tak si řekne, že jsi slabej.
Já to nevidím.
No, tak to já vidím furt, kamo.
Tak jdi do gymu, jestli nezvedneš tyčku ani, tak víš, že nemáš svalovou hmotu, no.
Já nevím, podle mě tady tohle je složitý, kamo.
Nevím, jestli to je složitý, ale... Neřešíme nic složitýho. Řešíme, jestli týpek je tlustý nebo není. Co to je za timing? Týpek se ptal, jestli je 82 kg na 190 cm dobrý, a říkám, že jo, vole.
No tak to je dobrý, že jo.
Mně se zaš tak off moc.
Put it on one side, no follow-up pressure. You know it's fake pressure. Now they're on their way to B with a TP used up by Ada Captain. There are numbers.
Shock dart. Pro mě to je dobrý prostě pro tlusťochy, a my si řekli, že fakt jsou... že fakt jsou tlustý. Tak tam máš tu ručičku mnohem větší do té červené části.
And it may not have got a kill, but it has done damage. And while the disruption has also allowed for Ada Captain. Oh man, Zeus in there with the outlaw too. And he's got a chance onto every remaining member of KC. One bullet. Only one bullet in the chamber right now. He's going to pop the reload. But if he lands one shot.
Nejlepší lačko jsem slyšel od holky, kdybych neměřil 152 cm a 175 plus, tak nejsem tlustá. To je jen tím, že jsem malá. Důležitý to umět odkomunikovat vždycky, že? Já neznám moc holek, co mají 175 cm, teda. To byly větší než Alešek.
A těch je dost, ale.
Ruce dorostou, to by mu nemuseli růst, ty má dlouhý dost.
No, moje ruce mi vzaly výšku, kámo.
just gives you such a good perspective.
Tady máš ty, tak 190. Kámo, to je tak trapný ten ascent defense.
Dobrý, až vyhrál tohle kolo, dávám cash out.
Kolik?
No nevím, podívám se po tomhle kole.
Se bojíš, že to comebacknou, Casey?
Nevím, nechci stresovat, kamo.
Nechci stresovat.
Cash out jsem podle mě jako v životě nedal, ale dám.
Neníš se. Evolvuješ se. To je ascent, že jo, to budeš jako zhrát klidně, ale... Aleš prodělal 2K, ne?
Prodělal jsem 4K.
Jednoduché, penízky pro Aleška, prej.
It's disrespectful to add a captain, Tom.
Look, I'll sacrifice myself.
To mám z 500, takže dobrý.
Byl by super plavec, Alexík byl, no. Michael Phelps, kámo, Olomoucký, teda ostravský.
Kam co máš v Olomoucem, jakoby. Kam ty se mém myslíš? Jo, ale ty si komo... Zpátky, že jsem řekl, že jsme jakoby sousedí pomalu, hej, to je normálně 2 hodiny od sebe.
Hodinu.
2.
100 kilásku, no.
Já chápu, jakože to není Praha, jo, a okolí,
ale je to samý.
Sousedí, kámo, no není, pičo. To je úplně jinde, kámo.
To jo, ale...
Sugetsu not wanting to let him run away with that operator, and he won't.
I didn't see Jedrzej, and now he's filled in the space, but they're ready, they're watching, and Marteen's the one to pick him off.
Kde jsou města, no a jestli to není Plzeň nebo Praha, tak to jsou sousedí.
A most tak kousek prostě od sebe,
Rifle back in hand, push through the smoke, flash, actually, I think left Mr. Fallen completely blind, these flashes are just not working.
Whoops.
Maybe the update has thrown him off a little bit, but whatever it is, that has not gone well. Even still, they've managed to even things back up, turn it to a 3v3.
3v3.
Zeus has backup on the side, and a captain's just outside. The shots don't land though, and that's a heavy price to be
Tomu se
paid.
nechtělo moc, kámo.
2 versus 3.
Zaplatí teďko cenu.
They're waiting for that extra player. They know the rotations will have come through, and as the smokes come back online, they'll still hold the line.
30 seconds left.
Just expecting that retake, but eventually, well, time ticks away. They have to make a move to the side. They have to walk into Cracks, who's found one already.
Já jsem vsadil omylem, když prohrávali 4-1 a vykešoval jsem to, když vyhrával. Aha, oni vyhráli koloč.
Budu koukat G2, Cloud9. Ale ještě mezi tím je Benji. To bude navazovat, chat. Čím tak dlouho hrajou tu oči mobíci. Žádný line-upy jsem neukradl ještě, kurva.
Ty máš dneska jenom divácký den, no?
Asi jo, kam včera jsme vyhráli strašně moc. Ne divácký, krát 10 den.
Oj, to volí.
Já jsem na ně NA nekoukal ještě nic skoro. Live. Nechci, aby reuděláci byli smutní, ale že to zařídí a já je potom pochčiju, ne? Jak kapibarka. Jak se nechal zabít, jako? On nemá line-up, by the way. Na tohle místo to je asi těžký. Tady zhrali Paper X na ascentu. Nebyla to Reina?
Vím, že hrál Reinu, no,
hráli Reina Sky Comba, hráli, že jo. A k tomu Rejsku hrál Jink ještě. With that paranoia, likely to potentially put a couple into play. No, he's putting himself into play. He's going for it alongside the Hunter's Fury. It is all too easy. The second that ult is online for Mr. Fallen, it's used as disruption.
Nevychází nic, jako.
Yeah, they're caught looking the wrong way. Heavy traffic creeps up on him.
Ještě Viper tam mě, ne, to bylo, když hrál Moniet.
There's not a lot of hope.
To asi nebylo moc úspěšné, jestli nepamatuju. Jo, vím, to byl jak Something dal ten flick whipem do toho okna tady do B-mainu.
Still a Nano.
Jestli to bylo ono.
Standing in their way, it's been heard.
No, hrál vypoje na rejně, ale takže nevím.
Jo, jak jsem to hrál na rejně.
Jsem byl hodně met, kámo.
Dobře si spadl na pálinku a vkoval.
Já pálinku.
Yeah, it's not a track record that's looking too clean so far. The lead down below still to be taken out.
Kámo, Eli dostane kick. Eli dostane kick, kámo.
Marteen the same boat as the
Mi neříkej.
flood back into the site. And KC will claim the pistol round.
Máš štěstí, kámo, ten Souls.
Marteen with his outlaw. He was successful the previous round.
Ale pozor, tady ta spektra může jako dělat divy, no.
Just about snuck into this corner. They have no idea that he's here. He can't even wait out the
dobrý je to lucky.
and claim a clean double. Now they'll know.
Spektra
They'll turn to deal with him, but it's Zeus on the back foot.
Dobrá disciplína, kámo.
Easily deals with him. The reinforcements all over the site. The spike down in the open. 10 HP for Mr. Fallen. And KC, well, they had Marteen calling for the comeback. Calling that it was on. And it certainly seems to be the case. 9-6, the gap down to 3.
More down to
No, prdel, co si pamatuju?
The nade perhaps thrown out off contact as the boom bot is the first one round the corner.
Díky Mafinu na smurfu. Ne, Mafin nesmrdil, on se kámo sprchoval 3krát denně. Proto byli nahatý, že aby to měl hned rychlý, vole.
He'll be the new man to lead the charge. They've left out a captain.
Koule nevíš? Jamoný, že koule si nechával, kámo, nenamočen.
Convince them he's gone back, and you'll see if he can find something late. And for now, it's all about just seeing if that rifle can find a pick.
Ale Zareček si nepůjde za určitě jak Alešek, protože
and make them think it's a B play. Open the door perhaps for out a captain to get some damage late round. Although I see him rotating already. Looks like they'll just commit to a full B pump.
Cross being held.
One blade incident.
A ne, vzadek byl v pohodě, a koule byly horší, kámo.
A little bit
prostě
tougher than
jakoby maso si
Počkej, je že prdel si zrozlý.
Taky, ale jakoby koule, že já jsem si jenom jakoby vytáhl maso z ní, jakoby takové menší, kámo. To bylo jako krvácel. Ale chyba má se člověk učí, kámo.
Si dávají nástavec.
Já ho nemám.
Jestli neholíš koulem.
Holím, ale jakoby normálně to užiju žiletkou.
Drone didn't turn around for out of captain, but luckily they'll deal with him anyways. In goes the second nade off the kill.
Já mám takový ten,
able to box cracks into the corner.
nekrém, piček.
The three-piece for him. The second got the reset of the grenade.
Nůžkama na nechty.
A tam oholíš co, chlape, jako. Oholíš jak, jako.
Ty vole, tak ty to musíš mít za prvý ježička, jak svině, a za druhý, to je na 2 hodiny, ne?
Know how good he can be individually mentioned that Elite being caught by
the no command, it's an
important note.
Tak to jako zastřihne, když na to sereš dlouho, vole.
Ne, ale jenom jakoby, když se by to tam zaseklo, že jo, a to jakoby nechtěl to pustit, tak jsme jenom odstřihl ty...
Fuj, kurva, vole,
aby se to... No.
Že ti nestalo, kámo.
Kámo, mně se... Prostě se mi to zaseklo, chápeš, jakoby na těch koulích, a kdybych to chtěl vytáhnout, tak si ty jako koule, kámo, prostě urvu normálně. Tak jsem to vzal, vyšel jsem z vany, vysel mi ten,
Kámo,
šel jsem najít ten nožníkama a jenom si ustřelil, jakoby, abych mohl pokračovat, víš? Jo, protože to nejchytřejší napek, nejchytřejší věc jsem mohl udělat.
Jo, to není normální, podle mě.
A jako to a ne, já to mám prostě, kámo, jakoby, já mám prostě koule kupatý, chápeš, to je takový míček normálně, nebo jak tam, že prostě nevidíš ani tu kůži, vole, protože je prostě, mám toho strašně moc.
Anomálie tady. Anomálie. Updraft, kámo.
Needs the kill to refresh them. The Blade Storm is hunting them down, but Zeus from down below takes Marteen first. Showstopper fired in.
A ta riska je strašně jakoby... mech.
Oh no! It looked like it could have gotten very
tam byl by
but
jakýkoliv agent,
there
bylo
to
by
keep
to
numbers in their favor. Now they'll look to isolate him with an aid into the right side. They know that he must
co dělá?
Is pixel perfect from Sadek. Last man standing, Mr. Fallen, spike in his possession, but the full force of the remaining KC members are waiting for him.
ať si to skoulí, nalepí na ksich.
Like so many of this round, losing one player alive, it's just Mr. Fallen. Yeah, round completely necessary for KC. I think that they're also thinking like, if you are to call a timeout after you lose a couple of rounds, you're also giving one to FUT, and that could separate them from getting those two last rounds.
He knows the sensors are there, so he's trying to walk past them to almost sell the idea that this could potentially still be an A hit. They've held long enough. They know.
Jebe ti to, jak byl double headshot kill.
Mr. Fallen in these clutch scenarios, so good in the late round.
To se rozdělujou. Já jsem normálně zlomenej z nich.
Dobrý.
Oh.
That's going to be tough for the people at home to figure out, Tom. You've done well. Speaking in riddles, Ada Captain already on the site. He uses his ult to get in there, and the rest of the squad, I mean, they're on their way, but they're almost still behind the spawn walls. This is going to be a big battle for Ada Captain, and he's on his own. Finding just the one, and then they walk right into Marteen. They're still pushing the site where the rotations will undoubtedly have come in, considering the ult from Ada Captain. Cracks good for one, but the op is still running right on that site. Without a doubt that this man is here.
Paranoidní, vole,
They have a choice on where they take it, just a pixel away. Sagetsu will find one. This can be an easy wrap from Zeus to the other side of the map, but he wants to force the issue, force the fight, catch Sadak unaware. They just do that. 40 seconds. Reveal goes deep, and he just about dodges it. Sadak should think he's on the other side of the map now. This swing.
Zkušenosti, kámo. Neběžel na.
Being able to take that over the line.
Kámo, ty jsi
into play. Doesn't look like there's any opportunity
to
deny a firing squad lining up outside of the site to try and
zahazuje všechny body karmy, vole. Ten Elite je tak lost. Elite je jako arguably the worst player, vole, i nemá. Nechápu.
Jedije very low, Ada Captain up close, and he's taking a fight alone with the advantage, with the time on their side. That is a mistake, as we can see, plain as day. Utility cut off for a moment, but the ult now fading. Zeus up close. They should know these players have been quite aggressive. They now know about Zeus. He's got a little bit of backup from main, and he got a lot done there. A three-piece. And with Jedije low, it's the site itself that we look to for the fights. Cracks and Mr. Fallen, an op to contend with. A shot from Sagetsu and Marteen that leaves Jedije alone. Trying to do it all. The defuse baits him in. And Sagetsu with a three-piece of his own. Nice. To 11-10.
Nechápu, jak dlouho hrajou, Pablo.
It seemed like KC had ran out of steam, but that is far from the truth. An opening for Sadak. Pistols in play for FUT. They are conceding this round. Chance to at least do damage onto Marteen, but he's got backup. Sadak's on the rotate. Mid control is theirs. And no upsets here with the pistols from what we're seeing. 11-11. The game really is on.
One tap.
Looking like a
trust to win.
Možná VUT jenom, no a ten bude mít nejvíc, podle mě. VUT je docela konzistentní.
Jako VUT teďka bejtí prý, takže...
I don't know if he's been seen. I don't think he's been spotted at all. It's completely fallen flat again. One player in the site, but that might just be enough. Zeus, the guy that seems undefeatable within this server, the guy trying to drag FUT, kicking and screaming to a victory, has given them a chance.
Made me nervous.
Jak mi hrát tu klávesnici, čím na tu ruku, ty klávesnice, co to je?
Spam through the wall would get him. He was in prime spot for that spam.
A deadlock učil, kámo, hitni to,
Není šance, hodně do prdele.
Hitni to, čurák.
Nice. Jinxu jsem to na druhou stranu.
A má jedno HP.
1v1 líc.
Ale to je Elite. Má molíky, kámo, to je Joker, jako.
Tak dlouho má Ečko, Elite.
To je v kurvě, on ten molík ještě zapl.
It doesn't quite get put out in time. Elite already getting it to halfway. Jedije playing with him and finishing his meal. Just about.
Timeout was something to do with Zeus's chair position or res or I don't know, something that can make him hit headshots even better. I don't know how to make a difference. And well, you can't to miss versus this man. You get one shot.
Ten mi se bude stát, hru mi říkej, vole.
You lose.
A vezmu potřebuje dát jednoho, kámo. A vezmu si dát jednoho maličku.
Myslím tak.
Musí zajet od jednoho.
Obenkujte dolů.
Jednoho zajebně.
Alešku,
to je za nej, čemu je ten nej?
Alešku, kdyby měli video, jsem ti posílal, tak mají double kill. Fakt, ale. To je frýjelo.
Rychle a ves, kamo, musíš na refrakt dát kill zaučit.
Kámo, to je disaster. Tak si přišel o peníze.
Nevadí, já jsem spokojený.
Kámo.